नमस्ते दर्शकवृन्द, स्वागत छ तपाईहरुलाई आजको यस विशेष प्रस्तुतिमा। आजको यस विशेष प्रस्तुतिमा हामी कुरा गर्नेछौं 26th CACCI Conference जुन काठमाडौँमा आयोजना भएको थियो अक्टोबर 3 देखि 5 तारिखसम्म र अघिल्लो वर्ष यो इस्तानबुलमा आयोजना भएको थियो र यो पटकको आयोजना काठमाडौँमा भएको छ र हामी आजको बसाइमा या भनौं आज कुराकानीमा बुझ्ने प्रयत्न गर्नेछौं। CACCI जुन 26th CACCI Conference भएको छ काठमाडौँमा, यसको समीक्षा गर्नेछौं आजको कुराकानीमा। र आज हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ CACCI का प्रेसिडेन्ट Benedicto Yujuico। उहाँलाई स्वागत हो। So welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, firstly I want to ask, how was the visit?
The visit was actually very successful. We had an opportunity to meet the highest officials of the land and the top business people of Nepal. So yesterday we had an opportunity to visit the President, Right Honorable President Yadav, also with the Prime Minister. So this is a great opportunity for me personally, because this is the second time I'm here.
Okay, as you said that you had a separate meeting with President Dr. Rambaran Yadav and Prime Minister Baburam Bhattarai.
That is correct.
What are the commitments that they made and what are your expectations about them?
Well, I want to tell you a story that gave us a lot of confidence.
Okay.
This is not directly related to business, but I have to share this with you. It's an interesting way of showing how your government officials can get the confidence of foreign investors. Last year, when I was here, around September, I had the opportunity to have an audience with the Right Honorable President. And towards the end of my visit, Right Honorable President said, if you need anything from Nepal, if you need anything from me, please do not hesitate to contact me directly. So I said, oh, thank you very much. And I thought that was the end of it. After saying this, Right Honorable President called the secretary and told the secretary, please give Ambassador Yujuico my cell phone number. And so I was very appreciative, but of course I will never bother your president because you have very capable people here. And this year, when I visited him, we talked about a lot of things. And towards the end of the discussion, I asked him, Right Honorable President, may I know if you changed your cell phone number? And he smiled. And then we talked about some very important points. And after I left, we were all very happy. And but I said, oh, he forgot to answer my question. But during lunchtime here in the hotel, we had a conference. I went back, and I was told that the secretary of the president, he wants to see me.
Okay.
I said, oh, okay, very good. Perhaps, did I do anything wrong? No, the secretary said. He handed me an envelope from the office of the president.
Okay.
I opened the envelope, and inside I saw President's personal mobile number.
Okay, that's great.
So this shows me the warm and supportive attitude of your president. And this I explained to our business delegation. And because of this, they say if the government, and of course FNCCI, Federation of Nepalese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, they look like they are very closely working together. This gives them the confidence that they are willing to consider making lots of investments here.
Okay, besides this, what are the things that President and Dr. Baburam Bhattarai urged about?
Well, let me also explain my short explanation about our courtesy call to Honorable Prime Minister. We of course discussed opportunities in the infrastructure projects, hydropower projects, agriculture and tourism. Towards the end of the meeting, he actually invited me to become economic advisor to the office of the Prime Minister. And of course, this made me very happy. This made all of the members of our delegation very happy because they said, if you are the advisor to the Prime Minister, oh, we are happy to invest here in Nepal. So these are some of the things that I want to share with you that made our visit here to Nepal very, very successful.
Okay, after having several meetings, what things did you explore about Nepal?
Well, specifically, investment projects in the power sector, hydropower. I think this is one of the areas of interest, particularly those members from the developed countries. The second most interesting area is the tourism. And tourism, a lot of people is interested because the gestation period is not as long as hydropower projects. And this can have immediate impact for an investment in the tourism area. We discussed a little bit about agriculture. We understand that before, Nepal was an exporter of rice. And now, Nepal is importing rice. So we arranged a meeting between the Korean members of our delegation and your FNCCI. And FNCCI is now going to visit Seoul, Korea next month to continue the possibilities of cooperation in this area. FNCCI will also schedule a visit with our Taiwan members, and this shows to you the high level of interest on both sides for joint investment and cooperation.
Okay, I want to go through the slogan, a vision for prosperity. How much hopeful are you for making Nepal as a prosperous country?
Well, prosperity will come, but Nepal is just actually starting. Nepal we see as an emerging democracy. And of course, emerging democracies have some problems. We do not expect Nepal to be perfect. There is no such thing as perfect way of democracy. Even our country, which is relatively stable, we always have some problems. So we see this as just growing pains. We see in the economic field, though, great potential here in this country. You have natural resources here. You have human resources here that need to be tapped. However, you also need capital. And I think the attitude of the government is welcoming foreign investments here. And so the next step that must be done is to promote joint cooperation with the other countries so that they will be more interested, more aware of the investment opportunities in your country. We are confident that Nepal will actually be developing rapidly in the future. In fact, last year, I must tell you that the roads were not so nice, no?
Right.
But now I see that the government is working on widening the roads.
Right.
In fact, I see the government is very committed for this project because even they are breaking down buildings just so that the roads can be wide. No? This is a sign that the government has the strong will to improve the infrastructure here to attract foreign investors to invest in Nepal.
It has been many years that foreign delegates come to Nepal and see the sign of development. But Nepal has not taken such leap step. It has still taken a baby step only. What are the things or what are the problems that you are seeing that are lacking for the development or to take a leap step for Nepal?
Well, I rather like to see Nepal not taking big leaps. I don't think this is going to happen. I'd rather see Nepal actually place fundamental laws, rules, regulations, and incentives, and then make this very clear to the foreign investors that these are our laws, regulations, incentives, and if they say that these are laws that will be respected and not changed, I think this is the first fundamental step. The interest of business people comes naturally. This is like rain coming down from the mountain, you know. It comes natural, but you have to have the right fundamental institutions, the right incentives, and the right protection for the foreign investment. And I think Nepal is in the right way of implementing this. You now have a board of investments, I understand. I was talking to the Honorable Minister of Finance last night. He was explaining to me the protection for foreign investments, the incentives that he has given. And so he is doing all of the right things. So I do expect that the foreign investment will come naturally with, of course, more promotion by Nepal. And this is what I recommended, the same thing to FNCCI.
Okay. What are the sectors of Nepal that are having least importance but according to you should be emphasized?
Well, I rather focus on what are the greatest opportunities here that I see, all right, instead of what is the least importance. Again, as I said, I will say you divide it in two areas, long-term benefit and short-term immediate benefit. For the long-term benefits, I think the foreign investors who have big capital can invest in your hydropower projects because the gestation period is 5 to 7 years, and there are some problems regarding environmental issues and so on and so forth. But there are investors like me who see a great future for this country, so we are willing to involve ourselves in this project. But again, the benefits are much, much later. But there are things like improving agriculture. Don't import anymore. Improve by giving the farmers the right tools to increase their yield, the fertilizers and so on and so forth. This has an immediate impact, you know. First of all, you don't have to import. You are self-sufficient and perhaps you can export. No? So tourism, you don't need a lot of capital to develop tourism. There are so many nice places here that I have seen. So these are the things. The short term should be emphasized because this is what will bring employment. Immediate employment is very, very important. SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, should be developed. And I am happy to report to you that your ministers are really focusing on this area. At the same time, however, you have to undertake the major infrastructure projects because there are things that you need in this country that will not happen without power. For example, this country, I understand, imports 80% of the cement requirements. Okay. But there are opportunities, therefore, to put up a cement factory. But cement factory consumes a lot of power. If there is no enough power, then there is no point to put up a cement factory. You see what I mean? So this has to be simultaneous development. That's why power has to be developed, and then the other heavy industries will come. So.
Okay. Last year you had a conference in Istanbul, this year in Nepal. Do you like to compare between two countries, sir?
Well, Istanbul is a more developed economy. However, I have to tell you that we had more attendance here in Nepal than we did in Istanbul. This shows a very high level of confidence, high level of interest of people on what is happening here in your country. Of course, you know Istanbul is a very, very nice place to visit. But we were all surprised that the attendance here, even more. There are 21 countries represented here out of our 27 member countries, which is higher than Istanbul. So this is a very good sign that the level of interest of foreign people, very, very high insofar as your country is concerned.
Okay, you found an energetic members.
I think I have to say that there is a particular person that is really, really energetic, and in fact he is a very important member of our organization. His name is Pradeep Kumar Shrestha. He's a personal friend of mine, but among the things he did, he has personally brought in a lot of lifetime members to our organization. He is very, very active and he has contributed a lot. Pradeep joins me in presidential visits because I visit many countries during my year, and he joins, he knows, he meets a lot of people. He personally invited, one of the reasons why there are so many delegates here is he joins me in my trips to other countries and he personally invites people for this conference. So we have to give him credit for that. And I have actually asked Pradeep to become vice chairman of a very important committee in our organization. I am the chairman, this is the vice chairman. This is the committee, we call it executive committee, that I use to actually operate our organization. And he has accepted to become my vice chairman. And I'll give him, I told him, a lot of responsibility. Second thing is that in our next conference, I'm happy to report to you that our advisory council, the CACCI Advisory Council, will be confirming him as vice president of our organization. This shows to you, from CACCI's point of view, the level of confidence we have, not just in Pradeep, but because we want to maintain and expand our close relationships with Nepal. And through him, working inside our organization, I'm sure he'll be able to help those people who will be investing in your country.
Okay, as you said that you found a large number of members here at Nepal, but some of the peoples are willing to come, but they are not ready because they curse to the political instability of Nepal. Do you find that is the main factor?
Well, one of the reasons is that a lot of our members just watch foreign news for their information about what is happening in the country. And the foreign news that you watch on television or you read in the newspapers mostly are bad news, you know, so many people killed, and all negative, okay? And nobody says about the good things.
Right.
So one of the things that has to be done is, for instance, like ourselves, like me, the first time I visited in this country, I didn't know what to expect. Because, to be honest with you, the foreign press has been writing a lot about, you know, not so nice things about many countries, including Nepal. But after my personal visit, after seeing things personally, I became an ambassador of your country because, in a way, because I'm the one promoting, I'm telling people, no, Nepal is a very nice country. The people are very, very warm. Of course, it is an emerging democracy. There are some problems. But who doesn't have problems? If you want security, you go to Switzerland. If you want opportunity, and if you are willing to take a risk, then you visit Nepal. And this is why a lot of our members, in record number, came to your country. If only they know exactly what the real situation is, this is what will interest them to do business with your country. And this is my responsibility, to tell all our members, come and see for yourself. Our visit is very memorable because this is also, 2012 is the investment year of Nepal. And it is very nice that our 26th CACCI Conference is held in Kathmandu.
Okay, what are the memories that you will carry along with you when you go to your hometown?
Well, I have to confess to you that the most cherished memory I have is what your president did, sending me his cell phone number and telling me, you need anything, you better call me directly.
Directly.
Yes, of course I will not do this, but this is what gives me and this is what gives our members great confidence here, that such warm feeling we have after the meeting with President and Prime Minister, and this is the memory, and this is the story that I will tell the world about your country. Of course, I will tell them about the other factors that need to be considered to present a balanced picture, but I think, on balance, the impressions that we have of your country is one that is very, very favorable. And I just wish all of you the best because please expect problems along the way, but I think you are in the right direction and we will be there with you, hopefully, as partners in the economic development of your country.
That's a great statement from Nepal as well, that you said. At last, what are the commitments that you would like to make to Nepal's potential sectors? Well,
I personally have started discussions about investments in the power sector, for example. But I know that the visit to Korea will result in some investments from Korea and Taiwan in the areas that I mentioned to you, tourism, agriculture, and possibly infrastructure as well, in addition to the power sector. So the commitment that I made is I told your president that in 6 months, I am going to write him a letter. I'm not going to call him personally, to tell him the result, the actual result. Now we have signed MOUs, Memorandum of Agreements, Memorandum of Understanding, but in 6 months' time, I want him to know or give him an update on the real results of our visit here. This is the commitment that I have made to him, and this is the commitment we have made to our friends in the FNCCI and to the people of Nepal.
It was such a great having you over here, and thank you for sharing us your wonderful words towards Nepal, and hopefully we'll meet soon.
Well, your country is a very interesting place. I visited already 2 times, but I think I have to visit more times in the future to be able to enjoy and see all of the wonderful places and to be able to meet with the very nice people. You know, you have a warm, very nice personalities here, very, very warm. We feel like we are home. We don't feel like we're in a foreign place when we are here. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share with you our experiences in our 26th CACCI Conference in Kathmandu.